1-2, swung on and miss. Fuchs
coming in right side, Sip. It goes down to the slide and gets it.
Nelson's going to take off on the pitch, which is a called strike 3. Anderson.
West Marshall pitches a ground ball through the infield on the left side. One will score. They're going to wave a second runner around. Throw will come to the plate. It is not in time.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Thursday, June the 2nd. This is our Irie Insurance pregame show for game number 3 of the North Dakota State Class B softball tournament here on the campus of North Dakota State University. I'm Chase Miller. Coming up in our evening session, the number 1 seed Central Cass Squirrels going up against the Deluxe Burlington Lewis and Clark Lakers. And then later tonight, the 4-5 matchup will feature Mayport CG and Renville County. That game is scheduled to get underway at 6 o'clock. The Central Cass Squirrels, head coached by Scott Koss, with a mark of 15 wins and 4 losses on the season. The Squirrels have made the state tournament every year in Class B. That is 10 straight, and they have 5 state titles, and they've won the last 3 that have played. 2020 was COVID, but they won last year in 2019 and in 2018 as well. The Squirrels 5-1 against state tournament teams here this season. On the opposite side for the Lakers, head coached by Perry Pearson, with a mark of 14 wins and 3 losses out of Region 3. They fell to Velva Drake Animus in the Region 3 championship game, but came back in a state qualifier to defeat Botno by a final of 12-1. The Lakers, this is their 6th state tournament appearance, and they're the only team coming into this tournament ever from the West to make the championship game. They fell runner-up in 2018 as they finished runner-up again to the Central Cass Squirrels in a 11-0 loss in 5 innings in 2018 for Deluxe Burlington. The Lakers 0-2 against state tournament teams this season. No wins, 2 losses. Both came against Renville County. So that's a look at Deluxe Burlington, Lewis and Clark. Coming up on our Irie Insurance pregame show, the starting lineups, the opening pitch, and take a look at the Region 3 and Region 1 softball tournaments, how these teams got here as well, and we'll recap what happened in the first 2 games as Kindred Richland and Beulah are advancing to the semifinals tomorrow afternoon. That and more to come on our Irie Insurance pregame show. It's the state softball quarterfinals on your live event.
RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Dakota Heritage Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsboro, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show, for more information, go online to irieins.com. That again is irieins.com. Let's take a look at what happened earlier today between Kindred Richland and Velva Drake Animus, a contest that went 5 innings. Kindred Richland scored 2 runs in the first. The Aggies came back with 4 runs in the second, but then Kindred Richland would just keep tattooing runs on a big 7-run 4th inning en route to a 17-7 win in that contest for Kindred Richland. Avery Ammerman went 2 of 4 with 4 runs driven in and a run scored. Also at 3 RBIs was Maddie Burchell and Mackenzie Fuchsa. Velva Drake Animus was led by Carolyn Bodine, who went 2 of 4 with 2 runs driven in. Danica Karath, 3 innings of work, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 were earned. and 4 strikeouts. That's how Kindred Richland advanced. Thompson and Beulah. Beulah scored the first 4 runs of the first inning. Thompson scored 2 in the third to cut it down to 2, and then Beulah added a run in the third, a run in the fourth. Thompson got it back to a 2-run deficit in the third, but Beulah scored 3 runs in the 6th inning, and that would be too much to overcome for the Thompson Tommies in a 9-6 loss. Beulah in the game. Taylor Christensen went 3 of 4 with 2 runs scored and a run driven in. Christensen also went 6 2/3 innings worked, 6 hits, 4 runs against, 2 of them earned, 14 strikeouts compared to 1 walk. On the opposite side for the Thompson Tommies, Maya Krogstad went 3 of 4 with a run scored and a run driven in. Also, Olivia Dick had a run driven in and face stump as well with a run driven in for the Thompson Tommies. So that's how we got to this 9-6 score for the Beulah Miners over the Thompson Tommies. So still to come here, Central Cass and Lax Burlington, and again, Mayport CG and Renville County. Class A softball, Bismarck Legacy, the 4 seed from the west, takes down the number 1 seed from the east in West Fargo Cheyenne, 7-6, and Bismarck High 10-run rules Grand Forks River in 5 innings, a 10-0. So Legacy and BHS at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Cheyenne and Grand Forks River, that game will be in the morning out in Jamestown. Still to come in Class A, Dickinson and Valley City and West Fargo against the Jamestown Blue Jays. On the Class A boys baseball tournament, Fargo Shanley a 4-1 win over Bismarck Century. And then Class B, you have Thompson 13-3 in 6 innings over North Star, and Lax Burlington 2-0 over Central Cass. And that's the Class B baseball quarterfinal. Still to come for Class B. Currently in action right now, Lemoore Litchfield Marion against Surrey. And then at 6:15 tonight, it's Langdon Area and Moore Munich and Beulah. Take a look at the Lax Burlington Lakers. Some of the players to watch out for here for the Lakers in this contest. They are led in batting average by Mackenzie Rist, batting .524 on this season. Logan Yestis, a .463 batting average, and then Shea Holland, a .447. That's your top 3. Total runs scored, Mackenzie Rist averaging 44 so far this season, 44 runs across. Total RBIs, Mackenzie Rist again with a team-leading 40 here for Lax Burlington. And then your top pitchers on the season, Yale Sierra has a 2.0 earned run average. Kaylin Bachmeyer at 2.76, and Mackenzie Rist with a 5.7 earned run average here for Lax Burlington. We go from there to the Central Cass Squirrels. Some of the players to watch out for. Batting, Tori Richter leads the team with a .431 average. Richter also with 24 runs driven in and 20 runs scored. Katie Sinner, a .415 batting average with 19 runs driven in. And then Barbara Pranty, the catcher, batting .371 on the season. Pitching, Tori Richter and Peyton Nelson, the 1-2 combination for head coach Scott Kost. Richter, a 1.58 ERA, 1.58. Peyton Nelson, 2.06 here for Central Cass. The Squirrels averaging 8 runs per contest, batting just over 300 for Lax Burlington. Runs per game, 18, and they've done it a lot this season while having a batting average of .356. Lax Burlington was able to get through their region tournament with a 32-7 win over Tioga, a 23-6 win over Botno, lost to Renville County 10-3 in the championship. Then in Region 3, they had a state qualifying game for second place. Botno lost 12-1 against Lax Burlington, the Lakers. For the Central Cass Squirrels through the Region 1 tournament, they lost to Hankinson Co-op 4-2 and won 4 straight to get to state. A 14-0 win over Enderlin, 9-2 over Northern Cass. They defeated Hankinson Co-op in a state qualifying game of 4-0 and defeated Kindred Richland in the Region 1 championship by a final of 4-2. So Central Cass 15-4 here on the season. A 1-run loss against Kindred Richland, a 1-run loss against Dickinson, 6-run loss against West Fargo, and a 2-run loss against Hankinson. On the opposite side for Lax Burlington, the Lakers 14-3, a 5-run loss against Renville County, a 9-run loss against Fargo North, part of the midseason madness on the north side of Fargo, and then a 7-run loss against Renville County in the Region 3 championships. That's a little bit more of a look inside these these softball teams with these Squirrels and the Lakers as well. It's a gorgeous day here in Fargo. Clear skies, 70 degrees. The wind has been blowing out to to left center field the entire day. We have yet to see a home run. We might be able to see one here maybe a little bit later on this evening. It's 200 down the left and right field line and 218 to straightaway center. Take a quick break. We're back after this with the first pitch on your live event.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District, summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
Top of the first inning, Central Cass DeLax Burlington here. The Squirrels will be the home team on the scoreboard out in their red tops with black numerals and lettering with black pants for DeLax Burlington. A carbon copy, black pants with a red trim down the side. You have the red tops with black numerals and lettering outlined in white. It almost looks like the Lakers are playing the Lakers or the Squirrels are playing the Squirrels in terms of their uniforms here. First pitch, being a little bit ahead of schedule here. This one will be at 3:55 on this Thursday afternoon. Swung on and missed by Mackenzie Riss. So 3:55 is the schedule. First pitch, 70 degrees, overcast skies, and a healthy wind again blowing to left center field. And we have seen the wind be a factor here throughout both game number 1 and game number 2 of this tournament. This one in there for a strike. Now 0-2 to Mackenzie Riss, followed by Cambry Benno and Kalen Bachmeyer, the top of the order here for the Lakers. Denon Berkeley, the designated player, batting 7th. Logan Eustace, the first base 8th grader, batting 5th. And Shea Holen, 6th. This one fouled back to the netting. We'll keep it at 0-2. Tegan Anderson batting 7th with Kennedy Limke, the left fielder, batting 8th. And Laney Wahus, the junior catcher, batting 9th. Yale is the flex player here for DeLax Burlington. 0-2 pitch on the way, off-speed pitch, and Nelson thought she had the strike. Instead, it's ball number 1. So righty versus righty here, pitcher against pitcher to open up this contest between the Squirrels and the Lakers. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Riss. This one swung on and missed, and Peyton Nelson gets strikeout number 1. Barbara Prangty behind the plate here for the Squirrels. In the infield from third to first, you have Sinner, Holzer at short with Richter at second, and Prochnow up the first base line. Nelson looks in. Looking to bunt there is Benno. That'll be a strike, now 0-1. Severson in left field with Fletchock in center, and Camry Nelson in right field here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Righty versus righty matchup here as Peyton Nelson looks in and tries to yet again get an 0-2 count. That one will be in there for a strike, now 0-2. So Cambry Benno again, the sophomore center fielder, due up here for the Lakers. As she steps back in and Peyton Nelson looks over to the third base dugout, where the Squirrels dugout is with head coach Scott Costa. 0-2 pitch on the way. Rise ball onto the zone, now 1-2. The Laker dugout up the first base side here at Theraldson Park. The left field line going due east, the right field line due south here. 1-2 pitch on the way. This one is popped up, playable here for Sinner, but making the basket catch is Riley Holzer as she's able to make that in fair territory as her and Sinner were hustling down the third base line. 2 outs now in the first inning. Good job by Riley Holzer keeping with that one as the wind pushed a little bit more farther down the left field line than maybe Sinner thought, and Holzer was able to stay with it. As Bachmeyer is due up next. Hits one into the netting, now 0-1. DeLax Burlington, Lewis and Clark. And then you have the Central Cass Squirrels here. Region 1 meets Region 3. Region 3 this season able to have a lot more teams than Region 1. Region 1 with 6 teams, Region 3 with 11. This one going to be hit on the ground foul as Sinner comes up from the third base side. It'll be 0-2. So 3 straight batters and 3 straight times where Peyton Nelson has got ahead of the batters here. 0-2 pitch upcoming as Bachmeyer digs back in. Nelson with the 0-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 looking, and that'll retire the side. 3 up and 3 down to begin this contest for Peyton Nelson with a pair of strikeouts. We're scoreless with the Squirrels coming to bat in the bottom of the first inning.
Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Bottom of the first inning we go here for the Central Cass Squirrels. They will be sending Richter, Fletchock, and Sinner, the top of the order, going up against Mackenzie Rist here in the circle for Deluxe Burlington. It's a state softball tournament here on your live event. Chase Miller with you here in Fargo. So Tori Richter, Grace Fletchock, and Katie Sinner, followed by Barbara Pranty batting cleanup. Peyton Nelson, the senior pitcher, batting fifth. Riley Holzer sixth. Paige Wetsko, seventh. The designated player, Taylor Severson, eighth. And Camry Nelson, ninth. The flex player here for Scott Cost is Michaela Prochnow here for Central Cass. We'll get to the Lakers in the infield and outfield after this pitch to Tori Richter for the Squirrels. Tori batting .431 on the season, a pair of homers and 24 runs driven in. This one off speed, now 0-1. Limke in left, Benno in center, and Holland in right field here for the Lakers. Mackenzie Rist works ahead against Richter, 0-1 pitch. Will miss up, now 1-1. Yell at third base, Bachmeyer at short with Anderson at second and Eustace at first base. Wahus behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way to Richter. That'll be 1-2. Tori Richter, 15 stolen bases on the season to lead the team. So if Tori can get on base here, we've seen Scott Cost throughout the season say, we're trusting to get to second base in there safely. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one is smashed on the ground past the third baseman Nail, and the Central Cass Squirrels get an opening single. So Rist will have to contend with that aforementioned speed here with Tori Richter at first, and we'll see what the play is with Scott Cost as Grace Fletchock comes up to the plate. Grace, a sophomore center fielder. We've seen her play second base this year as well. Fletchock batting .309 with 8 runs driven in this season. Richter at first. Wahus behind the plate. Richter, this one's going to be a little number up the first base line. Rist able to flip it, fire it over to first. And that'll be 1-3 on the putout. Richter does advance, though, into scoring position with 1 down now in the bottom of the first inning. Katie Sinner, well, you just take a look at the wind blowing to left field. There's 2 people in this lineup that you think could take advantage of the jet stream here in Fargo today. That's Katie Sinner and Peyton Nelson. Sinner, 3 home runs on the season, batting .415. First pitch swinging up the third base line into the batting cages here will be 0-1. Sinner and Nelson, the team leaders in home runs. Peyton Nelson has 6, as we mentioned, Sinner with 3. 0-1 pitch upcoming here to Katie Sinner. That one to the backstop. That'll allow Richter to get to third base on the YO pitch, and now Sinner works with a 1 ball, 1 strike offering. Barbara Pranty due up next. A little bit different than Newman Outdoor Field, where at Newman blowing more from left to right. This one going to be a 1-hopper. Wahus was able to keep that one in front of her. Now 2-1. Opposite today here. It's been blowing out to straightaway center and left center field throughout the day. No home runs yet through 2 games. 2-1 pitch on the way. Center will see this one run in. Now it's 3-1. So far it's been all chalk. Number 2 seed Kindred Richland, 3 seed Beulah have advanced. 3-1 pitch. That'll miss, and Sinner will take a walk, and runners will be at the corners. It's Mackenzie Rist after a leadoff single by Richter. Richter is able to get to second base after the grounder to Fletchock, and then scamper to third on the wild pitch. Barbara Pranty steps in now with runners at the corners. Pranty on the season with 13 runs driven in, batting .371. Pranty looks to bunt, takes the bump back, and kind of see what the defense does, which the defense allows second base to be wide open as you have Eustace at first base and Yale at third base really going hard down the line. And then you have the shortstop and second baseman covering both first and third respectively. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one in the dirt. Center's going to go to second base. There is no throw, and now runners in scoring position. Pranti, 1 ball, 1 strike here. Trying to put something at least in the air to get Richter home on a sacrifice fly. 1-1 pitch, and this one's going to be smashed, and Richter's coming in. Sinner's going to round third. Scott Koss says, come on in as well. Here's the relay, not in time as Sinner takes out Wahoos at home, and now it's a 2 RBI base knock here for Pranti as she's to second base. Scott Koss right away was sending Sinner the entire time as Pranti delivers the goods. Richter comes in alongside with Sinner. And now here in the bottom of the first, as we'll have a courtesy runner for Central Cass, Olivia Haugen, the 8th grader, will come on and be at second base. An aggressive send there from Scott Koss as by the time Sinner was at third, the left fielder in Limke came through. A really good throw by Bachmeyer, but sliding in safely was Sinner to make it 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. So McKenzie wrist will try to minimize the damage right now. This one goes off the glove, and it'll be in there for a strike now, 0-1. So Pranti gets Central Cass on the scoreboard first here. And here's the 0-1 offering. This one in the dirt missing. Now 1-1. Riley Holzer due up next, and it goes to Wixo here, the Central Cass Squirrels. After a 3-up, 3-down by Peyton Nelson, able to have a nice bottom of the first inning so far after Nelson was able to have 2 strikeouts. Peyton right now behind the count, though, 1 ball, 2 strikes here with Haugen at second base. 1-2 pitch. This one is hit on the ground. The third baseman will come there, and Yale goes across the diamond in time for the out. Haugen does get to third base. Now 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Nice play by Yale coming in. There goes 5-3. Attacks the softball. Doesn't wait to see if it was going to be foul or not as Riley Holzer will step in. Holzer batting .235 on the season. No home runs, but 5 runs driven in. Here's the pitch. Holzer sees one go up for a ball, now 1-0. Reminder, the Shield Softball All-Star Series will be Monday and Tuesday. We'll have those games for you here on your live event for our video broadcast. 1-0 pitch by Holzer's hit up the third baseline foul. We've seen some All-Stars so far today. Maddie Burchell, for example, for Kindred Richland. Riley Holzer and Peyton Nelson here for the Central Cass Squirrels as well. So we've been seeing a little bit of a preview of what will come in Bismarck and Castleton on Monday and Tuesday. 1-1 pitch to Holzer. This one is hit high in the air, deep to left to the track, and that one's gone! Holzer with a 2-run homer, and Central Cass has opened it up now here in the bottom of the first inning as they lead it 4-0. We were waiting for our first home run today, and the senior shortstop Riley Holzer hits her first of the season. A 2-run shot. It's now 4-0 Central Cass. With the wind blowing out to left, once that left the bat, you said that's definitely going to have a shot 200 feet to left, and the wind definitely helped that one as that shot is gone. Holzer able to hit one to left field, and now 4-0 Squirrels. This one will miss. That'll be 1-0 to Paige Wixo. High school softball, just like high school baseball, 7 innings. After 4.5, if the home team is up, it would be a 10-run rule variety. We've saw that at least once here today with Kindred Richland and Velvet Drake Animus. This one swung on and missed, now 1-1. Batter number 7 here for Central Cass to the plate. A Pranti 2 RBI base knock and a Riley Holzer 2-run homer. That's been the difference so far in the bottom of the first. This one will miss inside. Now it'll be 2-1. Still to come at 6 o'clock scheduled start between Mayport CG and Renville County in the 4-5 matchup. Joel Morgan will have the call for you on that one. Right now it's been all chalk so far here today. The Squirrels, 2-1 pitch, hitting right back up. Shortstop Bachmeyer goes across the diamond, not in time, an infield hit for Paige Wixo. That one hit the very end of the bat and just kind of hung up there where wrist thought she might have had a chance, and then by the time Bachmeyer came in charge, Wixow's tough to try to get out. Page, 14 stolen bases this season, second on the team. We'll see if Scott Koss puts her in motion here with 2 outs. As it elects Burlington baseball team coming on and watching their fellow classmates. This one fouled, and this will be 0-1. Taylor Severson, the junior left fielder here, steps up for the Squirrels. Severson, .216 average with 2 RBIs with 1 home run. The junior left fielder behind the count here, 0-1 to wrist. This one gets by the catcher, so getting to second base will be Wixow. And now Severson will work with a 1-1 count. Winner of this contest will play tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. The loser will play in the consolation semifinals at 1 o'clock. Here's the 1-1 offering. This one hit on the ground. Foul, now 1-2. Had some good crowds here today so far with the grandstand. Been able to see some of the baseball teams come in and enjoy a little bit of the competition as well. Up the first base and third base line, folks sitting on the railing here. Again, just a nice venue to watch some softball on the north side of Fargo. 1-2 pitch, the off-speed got her, and that'll retire the side. But the Central Cass Squirrels do some damage with 4 runs in the first, thanks in part to a Riley Holzer 2-run shot here on your live event.
With Irie Insurance, we are proud to announce our Benefits Connect platform. You will have more options with Irie Insurance Benefits Connect. You have choices. Do you know who your group agent is? Do you meet annually to review benefits? Would you like to save money? Would you like more benefits? You have choices. We take a different approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
The Mayport
Top of the second inning here, 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base for the Central Cass Squirrels. Peyton Nelson will see Berkeley, Eustace, and alongside Holland here, the 4, 5, and 6 batters. So the designated player, the sophomore Zana, righty versus righty to open things up. Fouls went off, now it'll be 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is lined and in the air over Riley Holzer to center field, and Fletchock gets it back in. So the Lakers trying to get something brewing here in the second with a leadoff single. Eustace, the first baseman, 8th grader, steps up here for the Lakers. Central Cass, in terms of their uniforms, just a little bit of the darker red. Deluxe Burlington kind of reminds me of Eastern Washington's football field, more of a little lighter red to it, but realistically, it looks like an inter-squad scrimmage going on right now here on the north side of Fargo. Logan swings and misses, now 0-1. So Berkeley at first base as Nelson looks in, and the 0-1 offering upcoming. This one will be in the dirt. Good job by Pranti keeping it close to the batter's box. It'll be 1-1. So far today, a 17-7 win for Kindred Richland over Velva Drake and a Moose. And then Abula with 3 large runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to hold on to beat the Thompson Tommies in a final. That went 9-6 Beulah in 7 innings. 1-1 pitch on the way. This one is hit up the first base line foul, and that one almost came back into play with the wind. We've seen it here where the field is laid out, that anything that's been hit up the first base or right field line as a defensive player, you almost have to expect it's going to come back into the field of play. We've seen it a number of times. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one hit on the ground. Holzer gets to her knee, goes to Richter for 1, and Richter will smartly hold up there and get the out. What a diving play by Riley Holzer. Got down to her knee. That's going to be 6-4 as Berkeley is out at first base and at second base, and Eustace is now at first. Holland, the sophomore right fielder, comes up. This one will miss for a ball. Now it's 1-0. Holland, the sophomore right fielder here for the Lakers. And Burlington finds themselves in a very similar situation. That one is going to be in there for a strike now, 1-1. As the Tommies in our last game, Thompson got down 4-0 after one inning. Able to keep it close throughout, either where from down 2 down to 4. They were never put away in the game by Beulah, and that's what the Lakers will try to at least do here. This one swung on and missed. A little bit of a check swing there by Shea. Now it's going to be 1-2. Tegan Anderson is due up next. Peyton Nelson, inning in the third so far, 2 strikeouts and a hit against her. She'll be looking for her third punch out as we have a time. I think we're talking about the softball that was over to the batter's box here, so they got that taken care of, and now Holland will come over and talk with their head coach for a second here and get some instructions. Runner at first base again is Eustace. Holland will step in here. One ball and 2 strikes in a game that started 20 minutes ago. 1-2 pitch on the way. 2-2, off-speed misses up high, now 2-2. We will have every broadcast for you for Central Cast Softball, no matter the outcome today, tomorrow, and Saturday here on your live event. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and miss, and Nelson gets strikeout number 3 of the afternoon. 2 down now in the second. We also have coverage of the Central Cast Squirrels baseball team tomorrow and Saturday as well at Newman Outdoor Field here on your live event. Swung on as Tegan Anderson takes a healthy cut, now 0-1. Anderson, the junior second baseman here for Central Cass. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the second after a 2-run homer by Riley Holzer. Nelson trying to put a goose egg up, and this one is smashed, and it's going to hit the runner. It was the perfect play that you could absolutely get, but it hits the runner, and that'll retire the side. So Anderson will be out after that one hit Eustace. And Eustace, she was going right with the pitch, and that was going to be a single, no doubt, to right field, but instead it goes off her left elbow, and that'll retire the side here in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. The Squirrels coming to the plate for the second time here on your live event.
Club is here to support, promote, and encourage all Patriot sports and academic activities. The Mayport CG Booster Club members strive each year to make events within Mayport CG schools a very rewarding experience for the students, athletes, and spectators alike. For more information, like the Mayport CG Booster Club on Facebook. Best of luck to all the teams in the state softball tournament, and good luck to the Region 2 champ, Mayport CG Patriots, from the Mayport CG Booster Club.
Going to the bottom of the second inning here for the Central Cass Squirrels. After the base knock there, Central Cass will be bringing up the 9, 1, and 2 batters in Camry Nelson, Tori Richter, and Grace Fletchock here on your live event. Central Cass 4 runs, 4 hits in the first inning, and Nelson, Richter, and Fletchock here. And if you're Central Cass, they had a loss in the Region 1 tournament. They losing to Hankinson Co-op. And then all of a sudden the Squirrels, 14 runs against Enderlin, 9 against Northern Cass, 4 against Hankinson, and 4 against Kindred Richland. Most runs they've scored this season is 20 against the Enderlin Eagles. Delax Burlington, the Lakers, they put up 33 runs against Tioga, 34 runs against Divide County this year. So they're used to scoring plenty of runs, but the most they've given up against Fargo North, that was 14 early this season as part of the mid-season madness. And right now, Peyton Nelson finds herself in a groove. It's going to be tough for the Lakers here, trailing by 4. But still a lot of softball left on the opposite side for the Squirrels, just looking to add on to this 4-run advantage and maybe find yourself in the top of the 5th inning, a chance to put this contest to bed early before you get to the 6 o'clock game and figure out your opponent between the Patriots and the Muskrats. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed now. That'll be 0-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Camry Nelson. 1-2 pitch hit in the air, and that's to left field, and that'll die in front of Limke, and then it goes over Limke's head. Rounding first, on her way to second is Nelson, and she's in there with a base knock. It's a nice hit there by Nelson. We'll see if they give the air at all to the left fielder Limke to allow the runner to get to an extra 60 feet. Tori Richter will step up now. Richter at a single with a run scored in the first, and Richter will take a strike. It'll now be 0-1. So no outs here in the second inning. Runner at second base is Nelson again. This one hit right back up the middle, and Scott Koss is going to allow Nelson to round third. She's on her way. The throw goes to second. It's an RBI single for Richter. It's 5-0 Squirrels. Richter did a good job seeing that one come through the zone and then just slashing it back to straightaway center. And the Squirrels have brought the bats here against the Lakers as they lead it 5-0. Richter with the RBI, and we'll see if she goes on the pitch. She does. Richter tries to get to second base. The throw is up the line to second. Anderson is there, and now it's stolen base here for Richter. That's stolen base number 16 for Tori on the season. And Grace Fletchock will take a ball. It's now 1-0. Fletchock grounded out to wrist her last time up. A productive out, though, that allowed Richter to get the third. 1-0 pitch on the way. This one will be in the dirt, as Richter will take third base. Now Richter wants another one. Richter coming in to score, and it's 6-0 Central Cass. So taking the stolen base there is Richter, and then there's going to be the air charged on the throw by the catcher. It's going to be 6-0. So Richter with the stolen base, then the E2. This one going to be hit down the left field line, and that's a fair ball for Grace Fletchock. Fletchock rounds first. She's digging for two, and she's going to slide in safely with a double here for the Squirrels. Still nobody out in the second inning. It's been the Squirrels' onslaught so far. 6 runs. They've gotten 7 hits. They've had a single, a double, a homer. They're just missing a triple for the team cycle. And right now, the Deluxe Burlington Lakers and Perry Pearson, she'll come out here and talk it over with her team as they are trailing it 6-0 here in this State Class B quarterfinal round action. Peyton Nelson so far has gone 2 innings, 25 pitches, 1 hit against, 3 strikeouts. So far for Mackenzie Rist, she's just gone 1 inning of work so far in 35 pitches. 6 hits, 5 runs, all were earned, a strikeout, a walk, and she's given up a home run as well. Well, we'll see today if there's going to be a switch on the mound. We will let you know who that is coming up next on your live event.
Loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Well, new pitcher here is going to be Sierra Yale now. Yale, the third baseman, will go to the circle. The previous pitcher, Rich Rist, will go to shortstop, and the previous shortstop in Bachmeyer will go to third. So Mackenzie Rist right now, she will come out of the game. 36 pitches, 1 inning of work, 7 hits against her, 6 runs so far. She is accountable for the runner at second here with Fletchock. 1 strikeout and no walks as Yale will come on here against Katie Sinner. Sinner swung on and missed, now 0-1. Here's the pitch on the way to Katie. That one will be out of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. Central Cass, a team that is used to playing in the state championship game throughout Class B when you take a look back at the history here. This one is hit, and that's the third baseman. Bachmeyer goes across to get Sinner. The runner will advance to third base here, so it'll be 5-3 on the putout. Fletchock gets 60 feet closer as now Pranty steps up. The Squirrels lost in the inaugural Class B state championship in 2012, 2-1 to Ederle Maple Valley, but won in 13, 14, 15. They did not play in the 2016 championship. This one will come in and almost hitting Pranty as Barber had to back away. Then a 1-0 loss in 2017. They defeated these Lakers in 2018 in the title. A win in 2019 and a win in 2021. So every year except 2016, Central Cass has at least appeared in the state championship. 2 balls, no strikes to Pranty. Runner at third base is Fletchock, and a 2-0 pitch. This one is hit on the ground, and that's going to be the diving second, make that shortstop wrist. It's now 7-0 Central Cass. So Pranty makes it 7-0 Squirrels, and it's all Central Cass as Haugen will come on for the courtesy runner here for the second time. Haugen 2 times up, 2 RBIs, and that'll put the book down now on wrist. She will give up 7 runs, and that'll be the final here for her line total. 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Peyton Nelson grounded out to Yale in the first inning. Yale at that time was playing third base. Yale between the circles here takes low. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Mayport CG is an interesting team next just because of how they've been able to finish the season with their number of wins. And then Renville County, 2-0 pitch on the way. This one is hit right up the middle. That's going to be a single. The runner, Haugen, will stay put at second base. Now runners at first and second as Riley Holzer steps up to the plate yet again. Mayport CG, the Patriots, again, an interesting dynamic, as we'll have a courtesy runner here with Whitney Mitchell. So Mitchell will be at first base against Renville County. Renville County, last season, part of the Kenmare Bullballs, Mulhall Lansford Sherwood co-op, able to make it to state. Now this year under the Muskrats name. Muskrats is a nickname you don't hear of too often. So runners at first and second here. Holzer sees this one to the plate. Good job by Wahoos from keeping that one going to the backstop. It's now 1-0 is the count. 7th batter to the plate here for Central Cass in the bottom of the second inning. They lead it 7-0. 1-0 pitch. That'll miss. 2-0. Haugen goes to third base, and she's going to get in there. Now Haugen tries to get to home, and she's going to scamper in. It's 8-0. So Haugen gets the stolen base. There's going to be an error charged on the throw as Mitchell goes from first to third. And now 8-0 Central Cass. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one to the backstop. Mitchell going to come in. Mitchell going to try to slide in. Head first she does. It's now 9-0 Squirrels. Central Cass, if you give them an inch, the old adage, they will take a mile, and they've done so here with back-to-back pitches. A stolen base, a wild pitch, and now Mitchell comes in to score. And now the Lax Burlington will make another quick substitution here, as we'll see Wrist coming back on, it looks like. And Wrist will come on, and we'll see where everybody goes back. So Bachmeyer going to go back to third. Yale goes back to third. Wrist goes back between the circles. Bachmeyer at short and Yale at third base. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to Riley Holzer, as Holzer will try to get her second base knock. And that'll be a ball, make it a walk. So a 5-pitch walk here for Holzer. So Wrist will come back on now, as it's going to be Paige Wixo. Wixo will step in for Central Cass. Wixo with a single. Her last time up. And hits one on the ground. This one goes to short. Bachmeyer's there. Goes the short way, and they get the lead runner, Holzer, out at second. So 2 down now as Wixo will come aboard on a fielder's choice. Holzer is out at second after Bachmeyer came on and able to flip it over to Anderson, covering second base. Here's Taylor Severson, batter number 9 here for Central Cass in the inning. Severson swung on and missed. The runner goes from first to second. In there for the head first slide is Wixo. Severson now 0-1. Central Cass 8 batters to the plate in the first, 9 so far here in the second. The Squirrels 5 runs in this second inning. This one will miss. Staying put at second base is Wixo. It's now 1-1. Tomorrow our coverage begins on your live event at 11 o'clock in the morning. Thompson against Velvet Drake and a Moose in the consolation semifinals. 1-1 pitch is hit in the air, but this might be playable as the wind brings it back, and the first baseman, Eastis, just couldn't quite keep that. And again, with the foul ball that's going up the first base slide, you have to almost assume anything that is going up in the air towards the first base dugout is going to come back and play. It'll now be 1-2 to Severson. Off-speed pitch, and that'll miss. It'll be 2-2. Good pitch there by Mackenzie Risch, just out of the zone, trying to lock up Taylor Severson. 2-2 pitch on the way. That'll miss. It'll be 3-2. Central Cass Squirrels looking for win number 16 of the season. This is their 20th game. Deluxe Burlington, Lewis and Clark. This is game number 18. 3-2 pitch. That'll be in the turf here for a walk. So runners at first and second base now. The Squirrels have officially batted around. Nelson with a leadoff single to begin this second inning. Nelson, that one going to be swung on and missed. Now 0-1. Runner at second base is going to be Wixo. At first base is Severson. The Squirrels trying to get up by double digits here already in the bottom of the second. This one is hit in the air, and that's going to be past the third baseman, Bachmeyer. Everybody goes up 60 feet. It's an infield single, and the bases are loaded for Central Cass. Wixo at third, Severson at second. Second hit of the inning here for Nelson, and Torrey Richter has done a little bit of everything. A pair of singles, a stolen base, not once but twice, 2 runs scored as well here for the junior second baseman. Richter takes a ball. It's now 1-0. Richter on the season came in with 24 runs driven in here for Central Cass. Trying to make it now 25 and some. This one is going to be a number up the first base line, and Eustas goes 3 unassisted to retire the side, but the Squirrels plate 5 runs here in the bottom of the second inning. We go to the top of the third. It's 9-0 Central Cass on your live event.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
Top of the third inning, it's Central Cass and Deluxe Burlington, Lewis and Clark in the state Class B quarterfinals here from Theraldson Park on the campus of North Dakota State University. Right now, 71 degrees. Wind continues to blow strong out to left center field. It'll be the bottom of the lineup, Kennedy Lemke, Laney Wahus, and then Mackenzie Riss will go back to the top here for the Lakers. Deluxe Burlington, well, they need runs because right now Central Cass, if they get one more run across and we go to the top of the fifth inning and the Lakers are held scoreless, this one would end in the mercy rules. So for the Lakers right now, down to their final 9 outs, unless they can get some runs across and try to get this into the 6th and 7th inning respectively. Lemke, the senior left fielder here, will step in against Nelson, swung on and missed. Nelson so far 2 innings of work, a hit against her. Actually, 2 hits against her, excuse me. That came from Berkeley and Anderson, and 3 strikeouts. 0-1 pitch on the way. That'll be in there for a strike now, 0-2. Your live event, your home for the Shields Softball All-Star Series. Also upcoming in June, the North Dakota Optimist Volleyball Series and the Shrine Bowl as well. 0-2 pitch on the way. Just misses the outer part of the plate, now 1-2. We'll partner with our friends at Three Borders Sports Network for the Shrine Bowl on June the 18th. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here. Top of the third, Nelson. This one hit on the ground up the first baseline, foul. Deluxe Burlington, Lewis and Clark, part of the co-op here. And you see a lot of softball teams co-oping. It might be under one name, for example, for Velva, but they're co-oping as well with a school. So in terms of the Beulah Miners, excuse me, here's the 1-2 pitch. This one is grounded, and it will be foul. Keep it at 1-2. Talking with some fans and coaches in the Region 1 softball tournament, they felt like, hey, you know what? It feels like Region 1 over the years is almost like a sub-state tournament where if you can make it out of Region 1, you can make some noise at state. 1-2 pitch on the way, foul. We'll do it again. Kindred Richland advances to the semis, and looks like Central Cass trying to do so as well You wonder what a team like Mike Lowe's Hankinson Co-op could do in a state tournament game like this against some of the opponents that we've seen, or Northern Cass for that matter. 1-2 pitches hit on the ground. This one gloved nicely by Richter. Goes over to Prochnow for 3 on the putout. They just know Region 1, yeah, there's only 6 teams, but it is chock full of talent throughout the seasons here in Class B softball. Sanction became in around the 2009 season, and then 2012 Class B had their own state tournament. Here's a pitch by Nelson in there for a strike, now 0-1. Laney Wahus, the junior catcher here, then it goes back to Riss to start things off. So far, first time through the lineup here for Nelson. A pretty good job keeping these Lakers off the base pass. 0-1 pitch. That'll miss up in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Still to come, we'll get to our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. And then get you ready for Mayport CG and Renville County. The game will be at 6 o'clock. Here's the 0-1. That one in there for a strike. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Wahus. So 1-2 on the way as Nelson looks in, trying to get her 4th strikeout the first time through the lineup. And she does. 2 outs now in the 3rd inning. All of them except the Kaylin Bachmeyer have been strike 3 swinging. And now Mackenzie Riss, the senior pitcher, will be coming up here for Des Lacs Burlington. 2nd time through the lineup against Peyton Nelson. As Nelson looks and winds. This one is hit on the line up the 3rd base side, foul. About the best contact we've seen against Nelson here this evening. Keep you updated as well. Busy time of the year. The Kindred Vikings won the State Boys Golf Tournament after winning state track and field this weekend in Bismarck. Next week, it's the State A Golf Tournament. You have baseball and softball, both Class A and Class B here going on right now. Busy time of the year after state track and field last week. Number of regional tournaments in Class B and Class A have slowly but surely winding down here as school is out into summer mode here on June the 2nd. 1 ball, 1 strike to wrist. That one will be right back to Nelson. Does a good job gloving it. 1-3 on the putout, and that'll retire this side. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Squirrels up by 9 on your live event.
School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Bottom of the 3rd inning here for the Central Cass Squirrels. I will send Fletchock, Center, and Pranty. The 2, 3, and 4 batters are due up here for Central Cass. Earlier today, the Beulah Miners over Thompson 9-6. Taylor Christensen, just a junior, also the daughter of head coach Christensen for the Beulah Miners, went 3 for 4 with 3 doubles, 2 runs scored, and a run driven in. She went 6 2/3 innings of work with 14 strikeouts, 1 walk, 6 hits against, 4 runs. 2 of them were earned in the Beulah Miners win. This one is going to be hit on the ground. Fletchock tries to get an infield single, cannot. Good job by Yale at 3rd base. Goes 5-3 on the putout. Now 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And then Kindred Richland, the Vikings, won 17-7 in 5 innings over Velvet Drake and a Moose. Danica Rath came on in relief of Cora Johnson to start. Center hits one high in the air to center field. The center fielder, Benno, sees this one hop the wall, and it's a ground rule double. So Center gets the extra base hit. Now 1 of 2 today with a run scored, and Barbara Pranty will step up. In that game, Avery Ammerman had a really nice day, too, for the Vikings. Went 2 for 4 from the plate with 4 runs driven in and a run scored. Maddie Burchell delivered the goods. 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored as well for Kindred Richland. That was a little recap from earlier today. So Sinner at second. This one's going to get by the catcher Wahoos, and Sinner will now get to third base. Pranty so far today, a 2 RBI base knock in the first, added an RBI single in the second as well. And, well, don't you know, you have another chance to get another run driven in here in the third. Pranty sees one low, now it'll be 2-0. Pranty 2 for 2 today for the senior catcher, trying to go on top here for the Central Cass Squirrels and win another state championship, looking for their 6th. This one's going to be foul. They'll be now 2-1. In Class A, top seed West Fargo Cheyenne lost to Bismarck Legacy, and then Bismarck High 10-run ruled Grand Forks Red River in Class A softball earlier today. Valley City and West Fargo still to come from the EDC. This one is laced, and that's on a rope to left field, as that's going to be an RBI single for Pranty. She has 4 runs driven in on the evening. Pranty, sometimes you just see that softball, it looks even like a beach ball at times, as Haugen will come on and courtesy run. So the Squirrels have plated at least 1 run across in every inning so far, as Pranty able to get the RBI single. Coming up will be Peyton Nelson, a single back in the second. Then Mitchell came in and scored on a run for her on the courtesy run. Peyton Nelson will see 1 ball and no strikes. Going to see Peyton Nelson out there as well after Scott Kost took her out of the contest against Hankinson, and Peyton just got a little bit of a nicked up, so he took her out for precautionary purposes, and because he had the state track and field meet, able to allow some extra time to have her get a week off a little bit in terms of just kind of rest and then get ready for this state tournament. 2-0 pitch on the way will miss. Now it's 3-0. Central Cass Squirrels track and field won the all-around team title on the girls' side this season. 3-0 on the way. That'll be a 4-pitch walk, and runners will be at first and second. So Haugen will take second. We'll see if Peyton Nelson gets courtesy run for it. It looks like she will. Is coming on here for Central Cass will be Whitney Mitchell yet again. DeConte Smith Wisniewski was some of the reasons why that Central Cass able to get a lot of points in terms of their particular relays and also 100 and 200 meter runs. There's a pitch on the way. That one going to be in there for a strike, 0-1. Central Cass been really good athletic season here for the Squirrels. Their volleyball team made it to the Region 1 championship game, losing to Northern Cass. 0-1 pitch on the way. This one will be in there for a strike, 0-2. The Jags would end up taking second at state. Central Cass for basketball got upset by Northern Cass in the Region 1 semis, took third place in Region 1, and now for this softball team, this one is foul at 0-2, trying to add another title and hang another banner in Castleton. Then you talk about their state wrestling this year, the inaugural for girls in terms of being with the boys in a team title for the Central Cass Squirrels as well. So again, the girls have really had really good seasons across the board for Central Cass, as this one is hit foul up the third base line, and the Squirrels just want to add to it right now. The question always is whether it's Class A or Class B, and I think more so this year, you just didn't see as many non-region games. If it wasn't for the mid-season madness, 0-2 pitch on the way to Holzer, that'll miss for a ball, now 1-2. Holzer with a 2-run homer back in the first and a walk in the second. If there wasn't that mid-season madness where it brought a number of teams to Fargo, 1-2 pitch, that'll miss 2-2. I don't know how many non-region games we would have had this year, particularly on the eastern side of the state. Squirrels were able to play Thompson a couple weeks ago. 2-2 pitch. This one is hit in the air, and that could spell trouble. That'll die in front of the center fielder, Benno. Scott Costa is rounding Haugen. She's coming in to try to score, and she does. It's 11-0, and then they almost got the runner Mitchell out at second base. So Haugen will come in and score. You have Mitchell at second, and now at first base is Holzer. It's 11-0 Central Cass. Holzer with her third run driven in. Runners at first and second. The Squirrels lead it by 11 now over to Lax, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark. So the umpires will come on. Here's the head coach for the Lakers coming out here, Perry Pearson, seeing if potentially the runner was out at second base after Riss went to go to second and try to cut off the runner there in Mitchell. And they're going to say, no, she's safe base. The runner's at first and second. And right now, if this score holds throughout the next inning and a half, it would be a mercy rule here for the Squirrels. There would be one step closer to another state title. This one is hit in the air, and that will go foul up the first base side. It will be now 0-1. 6 batter to the plate here for the Squirrels in the third inning with Wixo. Able to reach base twice, a fielder's choice her last time up in the second. This one will roll to the plate, and it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. Central Cass, team under Scott Kost. Scott Kost has put a lot into the program over the years here for Central Cass, and it has paid off. This one will be hit on the ground. This will go to Anderson. Anderson gets one out there, had a chance for a double play, but she'll just eat it. So Wixo gets a board for her second time on the fielder's choice. Mitchell now at third base, Paige Wixo at first, and Taylor Severson comes to the plate. Central Cass 4 runs in the first, 5 in the second, 2 so far in the third as Rist looks in and tries to limit the damage here in the third inning. Runner goes from first to second base and Paige Wixo. But you can just tell with the assistant coaches, with the number of athletes out as well for Central Cass. 1-0 pitch on the way. It just doesn't look like. The question always is when teams are on a run, when is the run going to end? And you take a look at next year, Tori Richter comes back. Michaela Prochnow comes back as a junior. Camry Nelson Severson. This one swung on. This will go to the backstop here. Runner coming in to score, and she's safe. Mitchell comes in after the YO pitch as Wixo now stands at third base, and it's now 12-0 Central Cass. And I just don't really see a potential downfall anytime here for the Squirrels in terms of their players that they have. 2-1, now it's 3-1. Next year, you say, okay, Kindred Richland loses only Maddie Burchell. Krogstad is the only one that Thompson loses from the East, so your typical powers should be back where they were from this year. This is hit in the air. That's to straightaway center. Benno goes back and gloves it right at the track to retire the side. But Central Cass scores 3 runs in the bottom of the third inning as they lead it 12-0 over to Lax Burlington here on your live event.
Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsborough, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District, summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
The Beulah Miners checking out part of their game and seeing who some of their competition will be. There looks to leave here as they'll probably go grab some supper and get ready for a contest with Kindred Richland less than 24 hours from now in the semifinals tomorrow afternoon. So it's Benno, Bachmeyer, and Berkeley here as Cambry looks to get aboard with a with a bunt. And that'll be a strike now, 0-1. Peyton Nelson on for her 4th inning of work here for Central Cass as the Squirrels lead at 12-0. Taking the bat back this time, it'll be 1-1. One thing you can say about any particular team, whether it's Class A or Class B in baseball or softball, if you don't give up extra outs, that goes a very long way. And then the old adage, if you have a pitcher and a catcher, you can do some damage. This one is hit in the air. That one has a chance to the wall. That's gone! A solo shot for the sophomore, Cambry Benno, to left center field, and Lax Burlington has their first run of the afternoon as they trail it 12-1. After having no home runs in game number 1 and game number 2, we've had 2 so far here, and both to where you would expect to left field, where the jet stream is blowing out the softball here at NDSU and Fargo. So 12-1 after the Benno solo homer, and now it's Bachmeyer. Bachmeyer 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking to end the first inning, her last time up. As Nelson, we'll see how she regroups herself after the solo homer. That'll be a ball now, 1-0. But back to just not giving up additional outs. That goes a long way in any game, but particularly the high school game. Kinder Richland took full advantage on Velva Drake Adamus with the number of errors that they committed earlier today. That'll miss for a ball, now 2-0 as we go back to some of those box scores. Velva Drake Adamus had 5 errors, and Kinder Richland scored on every one of those and actually added some extra on top of it. 2-0 pitch, it'll be 2-1, and then you take a look at our last game between Beulah and Thompson. Clean game for the most part. Beulah 3 errors against, and that came in the second inning where Thompson scored 2 runs. 2-1 pitches hit up the right field line, and that'll die quickly into foul territory. It'll be 2-2. So far here, 2 errors on the Lakers, none so far on Central Cass. Peyton Nelson, 3 innings of work, 43 pitches. She's gone 2 hits, a run, 4 strikeouts so far today. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Peyton Nelson was close to getting her strikeout. Instead, it'll be ball number 3. Nelson looking for her 5th strikeout here of the evening. 3-2 pitch on the way. That one will be hitting over the first baseman, Prochnow, and that'll get by Camry Nelson in right field. Rounding first is Bachmeyer. She almost stumbled. Now she's to second. Picks up her coach, trying to get in there with the triple. Slides in safely. So a solo homer followed by an opposite field triple here by Bachmeyer. And the Lakers, for the first time today, have something cooking in the 4th inning. These have been the best hits we've seen off of Nelson as well, as Berkeley will step in here for the Lakers. The Lakers saying, not so fast right now. If we can put up our own 3-4 run spot, this one's going to be hit over the dugout, foul, now 0-1, as Berkeley hit a single her last time up. That was in the 2nd inning. So Des Lacs, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark out of Region 3. Same for Velva, Drake, Adamus. Region 4 right now for the Beulah Miners. This one going to be swung on and miss. Now 0-2. But Region 3, again, 0-1 so far today. They're looking to potentially go 0-2 with the Lakers. 0-2 pitch. This one is going to be grounded up the 3rd base line, and we'll keep it at 0-2. Can't complain about the weather in terms of the last week here for outdoor sports. Sure, Class B at Oxbow earlier this week had a little bit of a chill to it for boys golf, but outside of that, the last week and a half here, been fortunate. 0-2 pitch, hit on the ground. The 3rd baseman there, center, looks back. The runner goes home, and they're going to get the runner out at home. Completing the tag is Pranty, and a really nice job by center to stay with it. 1 down now in the 4th inning. So coming in was Bachmeyer. She was going immediately. Center dropped the ball for a second. Knew she wasn't going to get Berkeley at first. Threw it dime to Pranty, and better job by Barbara to apply the tag at home and get the runner out with Bachmeyer. So Berkeley advances on the fielder's choice. And now it's going to be 1-0 here to Eustis. Those are the plays that just have separated Central Cass throughout their competition this season and also throughout their runs in the last decade here of dominance in Class B softball. 2 balls, no strikes now to Logan, who grounded out her last time up. So 2-0 on the way here as Nelson labors a little bit in the top of the 4th inning. This one swung on and missed. Now 2-1. Batter number 5 here for Des Lacs Burlington. More than likely tomorrow, what we've seen throughout the season for Scott Koss is Tori Richter would be probably in the center circle. This one is hit in the air, and that one's got some legs to it. That one is off the wall, and it's gone. It's off the top of the wall, and that actually hits the fair foul pole. It's now 12-3 And Eustace hits a 2-run shot to left. The second homer for the Lakers, and Delax, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark say not so fast as they're trailing it by 9. So Eustace hits the 2-run shot. And Delax, Burlington will chase Nelson out of the game. Speaking of Richter, she's coming on to pitch. We'll let you know some of the defensive changes next on your live event.
Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
So here's the defensive substitutions. Peyton Nelson goes 3 1/3 innings. Tori Richter will come in and pitch. The center fielder Fletchock will go to second. And Prochnow goes to straightaway center field here for Central Cass. As Richter comes on and almost hits the batter in hole, and here will be 1-0. Let's take a look at the final line score here for Nelson. Peyton Nelson able to go 3 1/3 innings. 3 hits, 3 runs against her. And that actually is going to be wrong on the hit parade. That'll be actually 5 hits against her. There was 4 strikeouts and 0 walks. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Holland. Richter comes on. This one will come in and hit her. So Holland will take the hit batter, and now a runner will be coming aboard here for Delax Burlington. So everything was going swimmingly for Central Cass. 3 up, 3 down in the first. Only 4 batters against in the second. 3 up and 3 down in the third. And now all of a sudden, batter number 7 here for the Lakers in the 4th inning with Tegan Anderson. This season for Richter. This one will be foul back now, 0-1. Richter with 70 2/3 innings of work, a 1.58 earned run average, 89 strikeouts to 29 walks. So 0-1, and we mentioned again the 1-2 combination this year has been Nelson and Richter. And Richter on here to try to put this game away. Try to get a couple outs here in the 4th, play to run across in the bottom half, and then try to win at the 10-run rule variety in the top half of the 5th. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way to Anderson, runner at first. This one is hit in the air. And that's going to be to Severson, comes in and does a nice job gloving that one for the second out. Kennedy Limke due up next now for the Lakers. As Holland is at first base. So a solo homer by Camry Benno. And then a 2-run shot by Eustace has made it now in a 9-run deficit here for the Lakers. And the pitch. This one is slashed down the first base line. That'll be foul. Now 0-1. Wahus is due up next here for Delax Burlington, trying to do something that Central Cass has done today, and that's send a bevy of batters to the plate. 0-1 pitch. That'll run in. It'll be 1-1. The Squirrels with 8 batters in the first. They were able to go 9 in the second. Actually, check that. They were able to get 10, make that 11 in the second. This one is going to be off the glove of Nelson, or is it a foul ball? They're going to say it's going to be foul. It'll now be 0-2. So 11 in the second, then in the third inning, Central Cass was able to get 7 batters to the plate. It's the most so far here for the Lakers. No balls. 2 strikes here to Lemke on the pitch. This one is going to be grounded. This one goes to Fletchock. Fletchock will go to first, and that'll retire the side, trying to take the runner Holland. That'll be 4-3 on the put-up. 3 runs come across, though, for Delax Burlington as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Central Cass up by 9.
With Irie Insurance, we are proud to announce our Benefits Connect platform. You will have more options with Irie Insurance Benefits Connect. You have choices. Do you know who your group agent is? Do you meet annually to review benefits? Would you like to save money? Would you like more benefits? You have choices. We take a different approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Efficiencies are critical, which is why you need a lender who will find the right loan structure for a strong financial future. You need a lender to look out for your whole farm operation. Ag Country. Experts in every field.
The Mayport.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Central Cass and Alexa Burlington, Lewis and Clark here. Mackenzie Rist back on the circle here for the Lakers. So Central Cass sees their 12-run deficit cut down to now 9 as the Squirrels will be sending the bottom of the order. Camry Nelson to start, then goes back to Tori Richter and Grace Fletchock here. Joel Morgan will be calling the Mayport CG Renville County game. That's scheduled to get underway an hour from now. We've been right on schedule for 2 of the 3 games. The second game between Beulah and Thompson was about 15 minutes behind schedule with 24 runs with Kindred Richland and the Velvet Drake and Moose Aggies combined. Right now, 15 runs so far in this one as Camry Nelson with a pair of singles, a run scored as well in the second inning. This one is first pitch swinging, popped up. You got to play the wind, and they don't. Nelson able to get an infield single here. And that one will actually be foul, but they're going to say, was it touched or not? Because if it was not touched, it will be a foul ball. And instead, it will be 0-1. So add another on the bingo card of softball of what we've seen today. Seen a pop-up that goes 40 feet up in the air. 0-1 pitch. That'll be 1-1. Because of the wind, Wahus and Rist couldn't quite play it, and then it goes out of play, and there was no touch, so that was just a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here, and the pitch. This one will run and miss. Now it'll be 2-1. So Nelson, Richter, and Fletchock here. The Squirrels need a run. That's what they need here in the bottom of the fourth inning. This one is laced to left. And Nelson gets aboard with a leadoff single. Nelson wants 2. Nelson shook a little bit there as it went off the shortstop Bachmeyer. And then she was halfway between first and second, and she held up at first. So Nelson gets aboard, and now it's Tori Richter. Richter 2 runs across so far. Grounded out to the first baseman, Eustace, to end the second inning. And we'll see what the play is on here with Richter at the plate. Richter hits one. That's the second baseman. Gets one there. Tries a double play. Can't, but an awfully good fielding play by Anderson. Able to go with it up to center field there, closer to second base. Get down to a knee, put the glove down at second to get Nelson out. And Richter now is aboard with a fielder's choice. Fletchock with a double in the second is 1 of 3 so far today. This one is going to be up the third base line, and that'll be a strike. Yale was coming on, making a charge. Scott Koss barreled out of the way on the third base coaching box to try to allow the third baseman there to make a play. Instead, it'll be strike number 1. Fletchock, just a sophomore here for the Squirrels. 0-1 pitch on the way. And this one will be blocked at the plate by Wahus, and now it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. Squirrels trying to make it back to the state semifinals yet again. They made it every year here in Class B softball. 10 straight state tournament appearances. This one foul back, now 1-2. Richter will step back in behind the count. We'll have to battle as Camry Nelson was out at first, and Grace Fletchock, is at the plate after Richter was able to get a fielder's choice. Good job by our fan in the stands here making the catch with no gloves, so 1 and 2 upcoming again to Fletchock with Richter at first base. Fletchock, pair of groundouts here so far. I'm going to get a couple up in the air right now on that undercut swing. 1-2 pitch, that'll miss. Richter takes a good secondary lead, but stays put at first. It'll now be 2 and 2. Sinner is due up next, and Sinner's got power here. If she lifts one, that one could travel a while with the wind. 2-2 pitch. This one is going to be foul. That they hit the back of Grace, but she was in the batter's box, and we'll do it 2 and 2 all over again to Fletchock. Mentioned earlier on our afternoon broadcast of the construction that's gone on the north side of Fargo in the last decade in terms of their athletic facilities here. 2-2 pitch. This one is hitting the air, and that might split the gap. That one's going to get past the left fielder, Limke. Coming in to score is going to be Richter. Fletchock sees it in front of her. It's a RBI double, and the Squirrels lead it now 13-3. Sinner will step to the plate now for Central Cass. Sinner a walk with a run scored in the first, hit a double in the third. Sinner hits one, but that's down the line, foul, and look out. After the batting cages, you have the couple of bullpens. As we see Renville County getting ready for the next game alongside Mayport CG up the third base line. 0-1 pitch on the way. This one will run in on Sinner. Now it'll be 1-1. Going back to the construction zone, the track and field here have a new surface, both for the track and the inside of the field. This one is hit, and that'll be an RBI opportunity here as rounding third is going to be Fletchock. Sinner goes to second. It's now an RBI base knock here for Sinner. It's 14-3 Central Cass. So Central Cass is answer with at least 2 runs here in the fourth. And now it's Pranty due up. Pranty with 3 singles. And then Haugen has came on for 2 runs on the courtesy run for Pranty. First pitch swinging. Pranty hits one up the third baseline foul. So Central Cass did what they bare minimum needed to do, which is score at least 1 run and then try to have a 1-2-3 top of the 5th for a mercy rule. And that's where we're at right now in the bottom of the 4th inning. 4 runs in the first, 5 in the second, 3 in the third. Squirrels with 16 hits on the scoreboard so far. This will be a ball now 1-1. And it hasn't been just one particular part of the lineup. Everybody has contributed in some way, somehow, getting aboard here for Central Cass. 1-1 pitch is hit deep down the line, but foul, and it'll be 1-2. For Central Cass, Richter 2 of 4 with 3 runs scored. You have Fletchock 2 of 4 with 2 runs scored. Sinner 2 of 3 with an RBI. We mentioned Pranty 3 of 3 with 4 ribbies. Peyton Nelson 1 of 2 today with a run scored. Holzer 2 of 2 with a run scored as well. Wixo 1 of 3. Severson's got aboard with a walk. 1-1 pitch will miss. Now it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Camry Nelson's 3 of 3, and Whitney Mitchell's came on and courtesy ran for a run as well. So again, top to lineup here for the Squirrels. It's been that kind of a day for Central Cass. This one has popped up, and that'll be over the third base dugout foul, and we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Central Cass has just came on, and it's been a buzzsaw here for Laker fans. On the opposite side for the Squirrels, this is what you want to see. Have the bats going in June. This one will get by, and that'll allow the runner Sinner to scamper down to third base. That'll be 3 balls and 2 strikes upcoming to Pranty. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning is Pranty with the 3-2, and that'll miss, and Pranty will take first base. So a walk-up coming here, and we'll have a courtesy runner as Haugen will come on yet again. Now Peyton Nelson is due up here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Riley Holzer after her. Delax Burlington looking to get 2 outs here and trying to get out of this inning, and trying to get some runs across in the top half of the 5th. Runner goes from first to second base here in Haugen. So now Haugen will be at second with Sinner at third. 1 ball, no strikes on the way to Peyton Nelson. A walk with a run scored in the third and singled. And then Mitchell came in to score. That was in the second inning. 2-0 here to Nelson. The starting pitcher for Central Cass, Richter, came on in relief. 2-0 pitch on the way. This one will be in there for a strike now, 2-1. 6 batter to the plate here for the Squirrels in the 4th inning in a contest which started at 3:55, so 75 minutes old right now at Thoroldson Park. 2-1 pitch. This one is hitting the air, and that one is going to be close, but maybe a little bit more down the right field line. Could have had a chance to go fair, but that one hit up the right field line. Foul ball. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow we'll have coverage of the Thompson Tommies 11 o'clock in the morning contest in the consolation semifinals against Velvet Drake Animus. 2-2 pitch. This one is hit on a line pass. Bachmeyer at short. This will roll all the way to the wall. Centers in. Haugen's in. And it's a stand-up double here for Peyton Nelson. A 2 RBI double to boot at that. It's now 16-3 Squirrels. So as we take a look here for Central Cass, what's the most runs that they have scored this season? Squirrels with 20 against Enderlin. This is going to be the 3rd most runs they've scored. They scored 17 against Hankinson earlier this year. Delax Burlington, this is the most runs they've given up in a contest this season. Swung on a miss here by Riley Holzer. Holzer delivered a 2-run homer back in the 1st inning to make it 4-0 Central Cass. Most runs the Lakers have given up this year, 14 against Fargo North in the Fargo North midseason madness. 0-1 pitch will miss for a ball. Now it's 1-1. So the most runs the Lakers have scored this season. Central Cass 4 away from tying the most that they have been able to plate. 1-1. That'll miss. Now 2-1. We'll have coverage of Thompson's game tomorrow, 11 o'clock in the morning. We will have coverage of Kinder Richland's semifinal game with Beulah at 4. 2-1 pitch. That'll miss out of the zone. 3-1. We'll have coverage, as it looks like right now, Central Cass's semifinal game at 6, and that's just a matter of Mayport CG. Will they advance to play the Squirrels, or will they be in the consolation semifinals? 3-1 pitch is on the way. This one hitting the air, and that'll be gloved, and that'll be off of the pitcher wrist, and then it's going to be an air on top of it on the throwing to Eustace. Rounding third base will be Nelson. She comes in, and taking second is Holzer. So it'll be an air both on the hit and then on the throw there as it goes off the glove there of wrist. But it's 17-3 as the Lakers might have a new pitcher. We'll find out who that might be here in a second as they're going to have a conference call here still with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. As Delax Burlington right now coming out. And that's head coach Perry Pearson as she's making her way to the circle. As Paige Wixo is due up next for Central Cass. Wixo has reached base 3 times, twice on the fielder's choice, and had a single in the 1st inning. We'll also have coverage of the Thompson Tommies baseball team and the Central Cass baseball team tomorrow on your live event. Central Cass will play at 10 o'clock in the morning at Newman Outdoor Field, and then from there, the Thompson Tommies, they will play at 3:30 against Delax Burlington. We'll have those games for you here on your live event as well for our audio-only coverage. 17-3 Central Cass over Delax Burlington. As Wixo will stand in. This one is going to be fouled off the netting, and it'll be 0-1. The 8th batter to the plate here for Central Cass in the 4th inning. 5 runs across so far for the Squirrels in the 4th. They had 3 in the 3rd, 5 in the 2nd, and 4 in the 1st inning as well. Delax Burlington, Lewis, and Clark, 3 runs that came earlier in the top of this half inning. Now it'll be 0-2. So Wixo, the sophomore designated player right now. Behind the count, 0-2 here with Riss. Strike 3 as Riss gets the strikeout and out. Number 2 of the 4th. 9th batter to the plate here with Taylor Severson. Severson walked back in the 2nd. 0 for 2 today. This one hitting the air to center field, and that one's going to be not caught. Benno tried to gap it. She couldn't. It's a ground rule double, and Central Cass adds another run. It's 18-3 Squirrels. Coming in to score going to be Holzer. And Nelson will be coming up. She hit twice in the second, and now she'll have a chance to hit twice here in the fourth. Nelson with 3 singles today and a run scored. 18 runs for Central Cass. This one will miss, and that'll be outside for a ball, 1-0. The Squirrels now have scored the most runs so far in this tournament. Kindred Richland, after the first game, scored 17, and Central Cass has surpassed them now with 18. And day one of this 2022 softball tournament. 2 balls and no strikes now to Nelson. Runner at second base again is Severson. 2-0 pitch on the way. This one is laced down the right field line foul. Now 2-1. Coming up on our post-game show, we'll get to our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game and then get you ready for later tonight between Mayport CG and Renville County. That game's scheduled to get underway at 6 o'clock. 2-1 pitch. This one is hitting the air, and that one could spell trouble. It does as it goes over the shortstop. Coming in to score is Severson. Sliding into second base there is Nelson, and she's got a double. So Severson comes in to score. It's now 19-3 Squirrels. As Richter will be coming up. Richter will take a ball. Going to third base will be Nelson. Now 0-1. Richter started the game off in the first with a single. Had a single in the second. Reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth with 3 runs across so far. 1-0 pitch on the way here to the junior Richter. This one is laced in up the middle for an RBI single for Torrey. It's now 20-3 Central Cass. And Richter's going to scamper to second base after the error on the throw coming in. Coming in is Nelson to score. Richter now at second base. And for Central Cass, they're going to be bringing a runner. And Sarah Moneylaws will be coming in to hit for Fletchock. For Moneylaws will be stepping in. 20 runs on 20 hits here for Central Cass. Burlington trying to get the final out of the inning. Wahus was able to block that one. Will be 1-0. Katie Sinner is due up next for Central Cass. Well, he might get a new potential pinch hitter. Burlington will be sending 9-1 and 2 batters up in the top of the 5th inning. Just a matter of when we will get there at this point. It's now 2-0 to Moneylaws. Central Cass, them in West Fargo, when you think of high school softball in the state of North Dakota, just 2 teams that are consistently there. And until you can knock them off, for Pat Johnson, the head coach for West Fargo, Scott Koster, the head coach of Central Cass, they'll try to keep on winning championships. 3-0 pitch swung on. Now it'll be 3-1. Moneylaws. 3 balls, 1 strike here. And if you're Mayport CG or Renville County, you're watching this game and you're saying 3-1 the pitch, in there for a strike. Now 3-2. Hey, keep scoring all the runs in this game. Just keep on scoring. We'll take our chance in the semifinal and maybe win a tight-lip affair. 3-2 pitch on the way. That'll be by the catcher. And runner will get to first base here with Moneylaws. So it'll be a walk. Runners at first and second as Sinner will be coming out. Maddie Haugen will be coming up to the plate. So Haugen will get her first opportunity here for the junior. And she'll be batting from the left-hand side here for Central Cass. Runners at first and second. That one going to be a strike. Now 0-1. So Nelson started this inning off for Central Cass. And she's batted twice. Now it'll be 1-1. Seen 13 batters to the plate here for the Squirrels in this 4th inning. 8 runs across so far. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, and is that foul tipped? Or no, that won't be foul tipped. So runners will scamper up 60 feet to second and third. Now it'll be 1-2 to Haugen. So runner at second base is going to be Money loss at third, it's Richter. This one going to miss for a ball, now 2-2. Central Cass will, this result, play in the semifinals tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock in semifinal number 2. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and that'll retire the side. But Central Cass is able to plate 8 runs in the 4th inning and 3 outs away from a Mercy Rule contest here on your live event.
Club is here to support, promote, and encourage all Patriot sports and academic activities. The Mayport CG Booster Club members strive each year to make events within Mayport CG schools a very rewarding experience for the students, athletes, and spectators alike. For more information, like the Mayport CG Booster Club on Facebook. Best of luck to all the teams in the state softball tournament, and good luck to the Region 2 champ, Mayport CG Patriots, from the Mayport CG Booster Club.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Have a new pitcher into the game now for the Central Cass Squirrels. Natalie Fontaine, the freshman, has appeared in 2 games at the varsity level this season, 2 innings of work, 3 strikeouts, and 0 walks. And Scott Koss has said she's done a really good job this season at the JV level just because of the games and Mother Nature. They just haven't at times been able to get her in certain situations in terms of the varsity level, but she will get an opportunity to pitch here at state. So something that you can't take away for Natalie Fontaine no matter who you're playing. And they're up by 17 runs as it's now the 9-1-2 batters here. Wahus, Rist, and Benno here for Delax Burlington. Squirrels 3 outs away from moving to the semifinals tomorrow night at 6. Delax Burlington, with this result, they would play in the consolation portion of the bracket at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Delax Burlington, the only team from the western side of the state to make it to a state championship in Class B, runners-up in 2018. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, now 2-0. Wahoo struck out her last time up in the 3rd. 6th state tournament appearance for the Lakers. They've made it 6 straight years since 2016. Best finish again, runner-up in 2018. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way for Fontaine. That'll miss, now 3-0. In the state tournament last season for Delax Burlington, Lewis, and Clark, they won 5-0 over Mayport CG in the quarters. Lost by 4 against Thompson in the semis, and a 15-5 win in the 3rd place contest for the Lakers. 3-0 pitch. This will miss inside for a 4-pitch walk. And now it's Mackenzie Rist stepping up to the plate. So Rist will be coming up here, and we'll see if we get a courtesy runner. We will. Alex Burlington will be Deaver. And she'll be at first base as Rist will step in. Rist is 0 for 2 today so far. Fontaine will look to get the strike zone. She does there. On pitch number 5 in relief, now 0-1. Then Benno is due up next. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for bringing you coverage here at the state softball tournament on your live event. 0-1 pitch on the way. That one misses. It'll be 1-1. Make sure you patronize those sponsors. You say thank you, because we would not be here at the state baseball and softball tournaments without them. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way. Fontaine with the offering. That one will miss. Now 2-1. Fletchock in center field. You have Richter at second. Peyton Nelson at first base here with Holzer at short, and center at third. Pranty still behind the plate. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. That'll be 2-2. Severson in left and Camry Nelson in right. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no out. Runner at first. 2-2 pitch on the way here for Fontaine. That one is going to be popped up, and this one is going to be playable. And Fontaine will make the gloving catch for 1 out. Good job to get wrist out there as Fontaine followed it the entire way. A lot of times they'll give way to either the third baseman Sinner or the catcher Pranty, but Pranty looked around 180, and all of a sudden, by the time she looked after it, Fontaine was saying in the circle, I've got it, I got it, I got it for the out. Now 1 down here in the 5th. Here's a pitch. That'll miss. Camry Benno, her last time up, at a solo rocket home run. That went to left field. Delax Burlington 2 home runs in this contest. For Central Cass, they have 1. The Lakers a 2-run homer and a solo homer for their 3 runs. This one is popped up, and this one will be a chance for the fans in the stands, and that'll be just off the front row here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the 5th. With the pinch runner again in Deaver at first base here for Delax Burlington, Lewis and Clark. Laker fans, we will have your game against Central Cass earlier today on demand for baseball. We will have this one on softball as well. Delax Burlington, we also have your game against Thompson tomorrow in the semifinals for the baseball tournament for Central Cass, 10 o'clock in the morning for the consolation portion of the tournament in baseball. 2-1 pitch. This one is hit down the left field line, and the left fielder there, Severson, fighting the sun, able to glove it for the second out of the inning. So a line drive to left, and now it's to Kalen Bachmeyer to try to keep the line going here for Delax Burlington. Bachmeyer got a on-baser last time in the 4th, struck out looking in the 1st inning. With this result, the Squirrels would improve to 16-4. Delax Burlington, Lewis and Clark would drop to 14-4. This one missing for a ball, now 1-0. Game time right now, 90 minutes old between the Squirrels and the Lakers. Fontaine 1 out away from getting Central Cass to the semifinals. That one in there for a strike, now 1-1. Central Cass against state tournament teams, 5-1. 2-1 against the Vikings, 1-0 against Velvet Drake Animus, 1-0 against Beulah, and 1-0 against Thompson. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one is hit up in the air, playable potentially for Fletchock. She goes back, and that'll retire the side and end the game as well. The Central Cass Squirrels win it 20-3 in a game that took 1 hour and 31 minutes. We're back with our post-game show after this here on your live event.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
Let's get to our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game in this one. RDK Enterprises with locations in Hillsboro and Drayton. For more information, go and call 701-636-2119. It pays to plant with precision from RDK Enterprises. Let's get to the final numbers in this one and get to our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. For the Central Cass Squirrels, Barbara Pranty and Riley Holzer, the 1-2 combination. Pranty goes 3 for 3 with 4 runs driven in with a walk. Riley Holzer hit the 2-run shot in the 1st inning. Holzer will go 3 of 3 with 2 runs scored and 4 runs driven in as well. Those are RDK Enterprises Precision Players of the Game. Final numbers in this one for the Central Cass Squirrels: 20 runs on 21 hits. There was no errors and 7 runners left on base. Delax Burlington, Lewis and Clark, 3 runs on 4 hits. There was 2 errors and 2 runners left on base. Peyton Nelson picks up the win in this one. Gives up 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 home runs again, and 5 strikeouts. Richter able to come on for a 2/3 innings of work as well. And then Fontaine able to finish off the final inning there with just a walk. Mackenzie Arist will pick up the loss. Nelson picks up the win for Delax Burlington. The 2 solo homers for Delax Burlington. Well, Benno got the first in the 4th inning, and then a couple batters later, Logan Eastas with a 2-run homer in the 4th for Des Lacs Burlington. So the Lakers drop to 14-4 on the year. Central Cass improves to 16-4. And here's what your updated bracket looks like tomorrow. Central Cass will play the winner of our next contest between Mayport CG and Renville County. That game's scheduled to get underway at 6 o'clock. That'll be in the semifinals tomorrow for the Squirrels. The Lakers will play the loser of our next game at 1. So Velva Drake Anamoose against Thompson at 11 o'clock in the morning in the consolation semis. Mayport CG Renville County still to come, but Des Lacs Burlington will play the loser of that game at 1. Then the semifinals is the 2-seed Kindred Richland against the 3-seed Beulah Miners. The number 1-seed Central Cass Squirrels advanced as well. So it'll be all chalk and the top 4 teams advance. So find out coming up at around 6 o'clock. Again, your final 20-3 Central Cass picks up the win over the Des Lacs Burlington Lakers. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll have coverage again for Central Cass Athletics tomorrow with the consolation baseball game at 10 o'clock in the morning against North Star. And then we will have the semifinals here as well at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Both games for you here on your live event. The Squirrels are back in the state semifinals. We'll have our next coverage. We'll get underway around 5:50, 5:55-ish between Mayport CG and Renville County for game number 4 of 4 from the State B quarterfinals here on your live event in Fargo.